I'm super excited to have this meeting. I've been trying to do this training for a while because I know what it's like to get your license and it feels great. But what's next? What do I do? I got my license. I feel like I know how not to get in trouble, right? Illegally. But other than that, I have no idea how to get my business going. And this is the whole point of the training. So I'm really excited to be able to share with you guys. And before we even jump on, a couple just important things to note. I'm going to be recording this just like for you guys to be learning. I want to be able to record this for any future agent that jumps on too. So a couple things. I'm sure you're going to have a ton of questions throughout the whole training. Do me a big favor. One, so you don't forget, write it in the chat, or make sure you have a little piece of paper next to you so you can write down any note that you might have, okay? Super important. I know you're going to be eager to jump in and want to ask questions, and typically I love the interactiveness, but for this training specifically, I want to make sure we go through everything seamlessly, okay? So getting your real estate business started, a guide for newly licensed agents, and really important, not just for newly licensed agents, it might be for some of you guys who've had your license for some time now, just don't know exactly what to do with that, all right? For this page, I'm gonna ask you guys, go ahead and take a picture of this, okay? It's called the talking points, but it's really the guidelines for you as an agent. As you're gonna see, there's 6 bulletins here. Honestly, the first 5 are the 5 steps that you need to take in order to get yourself going. The first one being develop your personal brand, right? We'll talk about exactly what all these mean. Number 2, building a strong online presence. 3, network and build relationships. 4, master your local market. And 5, leveraging technology and tools. Obviously, there's going to be a conclusion and next steps. As you'll be seeing with real estate, when you first get started, even some of the stuff that we as real estate agents might consider basic, for you, it's a whole different language, okay? So we're going to be talking about a lot of different things, and even certain things that you don't understand the meaning of it, feel free to throw on the chat so we can discuss it later, because I want you guys to be able to finish this training and feel like, wow, I think I know what I need to do, all right? So that is my whole goal for the presentation. And lastly, before we jump right into it, I want you guys to know, congrats. Did you know that only 39% of the agents that go to take the exam actually pass it? Only 39%. That's huge. I don't care if you took it once, twice, 3 times, 10 times, you're here today, and I want to see you guys blossom, all right? Let's jump right into it. Here goes. Step 1, developing your personal brand. Really important for you guys is for you to know that this is your business. And as such, you need to treat it as your business. What does that mean? If you were going to go ahead and open a mom and pop shop, right? You would normally find a brick and mortar building and you would open up your business and do everything necessary for it. And so this is going to be exactly the same way, which is why I put these points here today. Step 1, and just so you guys know, I categorize this so you guys know exactly what to do and when to do it. So it's going to be, do this first, the second, this third, this fourth. Create a professional headshot, a business card, and establish online presence, which we're going to talk about in the next slide. Why is that so important? You're going to use your headshot for so many things, okay? And I know when you're first getting into this and you're probably even a little shy, you need a headshot. In the brokerage, many times we're going to have title companies, lending companies that will be able to do your headshot. But if they're going to tell you, hey, it's going to be, a month from now, 2 weeks from now, guys, do your headshot today. Today, okay? Because you need your headshot in order to do everything else that we're going to be talking about today. And you'll see how important it is. A business card. It sounds basic, right? But guys, as you're starting this business, remember, you're a brand new agent. So you're going to want to gain respect from your peers. Just because you're a new agent doesn't mean you need to act or seem like you're a new agent. And having a business card is one of those things that kind of at least even gives you a little bit more confidence to say, guys, I'm a professional. This is my business. So make sure you also get a business card. Everybody on this training today has an office manager that will be able to give you guys further details on how to do it and whatnot. But at the end of this training, you can always contact me directly and I'll give you all the pointers as possible. Establish online presence. We're going to go heavily into this on the next slide, but I put this because it's extremely important to do it for the first couple of days that you just received your license. Study your craft. As I just mentioned, you got your license, you passed the course, you know the legalities. Fantastic. But that's it. You don't know what's next. So what do you need to do? I'll tell you what not to do. Don't depend on the brokerage, any brokerage that you might be in, to give you every single thing as far as what to do. Okay? You need to take it upon yourself to continue learning about this business. Once again, it's your business. But Lifestyle does have an application with all of the training similar to the one we're having today for you to continue developing your skills. Anything you can think of for the most part is already on our Lifestyle app. What else? Audiobooks. There are a ton of audiobooks out there that can help you and push you towards becoming a bigger real estate agent and maybe me more focused on a local level. If you guys want some tips on what books to listen to, at the end of the training, I can also give you some of those examples, okay? And obviously videos. And when I talk about videos, you pick your poison. I mean, YouTube is obviously one of the biggest platforms to watch training videos, right? But you also have Instagram now, TikTok for now, right? So you have a ton of these other video apps that you can use to continue to build on your platform, all right? Identify your target audience. Notice I put this third on the list because you want to be able to gain as much information as possible. Build your business as it is, right? Before you even think about target audience, you're like, target audience, I want to sell to anybody who's wanting to buy. Guys, I've been there. Most of the vets have been there. We understand, right? But it's really important for you to understand who you think you want to target. And look at some of the examples we have here. First-time home buyers, luxury properties. We can talk about commercial as well. Guys, there is so much in real estate that you can do. It's insane. But it's important that you identify your target audience and also understand that my target audience will probably not be their target audience. And guys, that's a good thing. Okay? And we're going to talk about why it's such a good thing right here on the fourth bulletin. Stand out by developing a unique selling proposition or USP. And you're like, Sergio, you are starting to talk about things that I don't even understand. What is a USP? It's really simple, guys. It's on the next portion right there. Why choose you over someone else, right? What makes you unique? Once again, guys, I get it. You're a brand new agent, but that doesn't take away about what makes you special. Every single agent has something about them. And if you don't feel like you have something different about yourself, continue to learn about your wants and also about what you want to do to help other people, right? That's really going to help you create this unique selling proposition. The why choose you, okay? Let's move on to step 2. And once again, if you have any questions, make sure you write it in the chat or write it next to you. Step 2, building a strong online presence. For some of you guys, you're already thinking the internet, oh God, right? But as we know, the internet can build you or it can destroy you. So yes, the internet is an necessary evil, is what I'll call it, okay? What are some things that you should do immediately? As you notice, building an online presence is actually on one of the first steps. First step that you should do after your headshots with your business cards is building an online presence. So this step right here is essential. Creating profiles on all major platforms. We're talking about GBP. What is that? It's the Google Business Page. You ever wanted to go to a restaurant and what do? You go on Google and check the reviews. Guys, believe it or not, as business owners that we are now, you now have to create your own business page. You're like, Sergio, what are you talking about? Yeah, you're gonna need to have a Gmail account in order to be able to create your Google business page. All right. I created a completely simple training for that, but you need to have one, guys, because it really establishes you as a real, true business person online, right? It makes you look like a true business person. What else do you need to create? Zillow profile. Not your Zillow as a buyer. Typically, you go into Zillow looking for homes. No. All right. I believe Zillow calls it Zillow Premier Agent. Okay. So you're going to create a profile under Zillow Premier Agent. All of this is free. What does this do? Once again, it builds you up to seem like a true business owner. Realtor.com, same thing. It's free. Homes.com is as well as free. And obviously you have Instagram, Facebook, etc. I didn't make a page regarding social media, but I will say, guys, I'm sure all of you guys have some type of social media already, Instagram and Facebook. But keep in mind the content on it, okay? What do you have showing today? Obviously, you want to be you want to be honest, right? But obviously, you're going to want to use your Instagram and Facebook to be able to get more clients, which you possibly already have on your profile. You just haven't built it out yet. And we can talk about that further on in the Q&A, okay? I will suggest, because a lot of people are going to ask this, to use your personal Instagram and your personal Facebook for your business. There shouldn't be a reason why you separate the both unless you have some type of different lifestyle that maybe you don't want to publish. But I do suggest using your personal Instagram and Facebook, okay? Collecting reviews ASAP, okay? When we talked about the Google business page, all right, you create this profile using a Gmail account, right? For example, I have sergepalmero@gmail.com. That's my email. Once I have that, that Gmail email, now you can create a Google business page. How do you do that? A quick tutorial is you go on to Google with your Gmail account open, and you type in Google business page, and you're going to create a profile. And it's really pretty simple. It has a wizard that's going to teach you step by step how to create that business page. Super essential, okay? But collecting reviews, you're saying collecting reviews. I haven't sold my first house. I haven't even got a rental. What are you talking about? Guys, on Google, right? Once you create the Google business page, you can ask family members, close friends, relatives to write a review about you. You're like, okay, well, you're going to ask them to lie? No. You're going to ask them to write a review about you as a person. Imagine somebody reading a review about this. Rob is one of the most honest people I've ever met. I'm sure he's going to be taking care of every single person that goes to him for business. It's an honest review, okay? And you're not lying about selling anything, but it talks about you as a person, okay? You're going to want to have at least a couple in there, at least 3 in there to make sure you don't seem like you're a brand new agent, even though you are a brand new agent, right? But it's really about building yourself up. That's also going to give you more confidence when you go into this and people are searching for you. You feel like, hey, I'm out there. I'm exposed, but in a good way, right? So really important also to remember, try not to get all the reviews in one shot, right? Remember, you're a brand new Google business page. So Google can read when you're trying to do anything fishy, right? So try to separate them. Maybe a review today, maybe a review in a couple of days, okay? But you can easily get some reviews on Google. As far as Zillow, Realtor.com, Homes.com, you can't. You need to be actually having some sales in order to get those reviews. But Google is a great winner in order to get you out there, okay? It's also the one that mostly people use. Number 3, post regularly and share valuable content such as tips, market insights, and listings, okay? And that's just really an idea. Obviously, when you think about posting, you're thinking about Instagram and Facebook. And yeah, you should be posting on Instagram and Facebook for sure. And those are some of the hints that you should have. Inside your local office, I'm sure your office manager will also help you on maybe some content days. But trust me, even the things that seem so simple, like showing a house, going to and doing an open house, is great content to put on your social media, okay? But even other than your social media, on your Google business page, there's a way for you to post content, and it also builds your online presence. Meaning, if somebody searches you today, because you posted on Google, now there's a way for them to understand that you're a real person, and maybe they want to do business with you. Lastly, on this page is engage with your followers to build relationships, trust. Okay. Yeah, it's great that people are liking you and commenting, but make sure you comment back. Make sure you're also following other people. Nothing wrong with following other agents, guys. They have a ton of great ideas that you can use yourself. And also, they're not your enemy, they're your colleagues. You're doing this together. Who knows if at some point you can actually do business together, which would be great, right? And that actually happens all the time. Moving along to step 3. Network and build relationships. Building relationships is key in this business, guys. It's super important. Matter of fact, every relationship you have with a client is essential for you to continue to grow in this business. But look at some of these, okay? Attending local real estate events. Normal, you see how I underlined events? Because it shouldn't just be real estate, right? Any type of event that you go to is a great place for you to build relationships. Where else? Seminars, workshops, use the buddy system. I'm sure some of you guys, unfortunately, I say unfortunately because this business, you shouldn't be shy, but I'm sure when you're first starting, you have a little bit of butterflies in your stomach, right? Use one of the agents in the office. Hey, you mind coming to me to this event that I have? I'm sure if you tell them with enough time that they'll be able to do that. And that way you can get yourself out there and also build more relationships. Okay. What else? Look at this. Build relationships with other agents, lenders, and service providers. You might be thinking that all these guys are just trying to sell you something, right? Guys, at the end of the day, we need each other in order to build. You'll be surprised how important it is to have a relationship with the lender, have a relationship with title companies, and obviously having a relationship with other agents, right? That can help you kickstart your business and get there farther. Okay. Look at this third one. Offer value first. Be helpful, answer questions, and follow up consistently. So when you offer value first, this is between an agent, but also to a client, they are more inclined to reciprocate that. Oh man, this person just, gave me some cookies. I don't know, right? As an example, I feel like I need to do something in return. Okay. And it doesn't have to be something physical. It can be simple like, hey, do you know what the market looks like right now? Let me show you. Simple way for you to be able to gain access to that client, right? Or friend or neighbor, right? It's giving something first. Moving on to step 4, guys. If you need me to slow down, let me know. Okay, I'm trying to go as slow as possible so everybody can munch this information over. Step 4, master your local market. There's no need to run before you walk. Think mom and pop shops, okay? And I put that in there, guys, because sometimes, let's say depending on where you live, you're thinking, man, I want to sell in this market. Maybe there's more luxury markets in that area, right? Or maybe the homes are trending a little bit higher, right? And that's fantastic. But before you do that, make sure you target where you live first. Why? Because naturally, people might already know you. They've seen you. Maybe you have kids that you take to school all the time. We're talking about mom and pop shops. People who are on a local level tend to be able to give business to somebody who's in their local neighborhood. Okay. So you want to build on that by kind of controlling that local market. First one says here, study local market trends and property values. Okay. Creating CMAs, right? Which is a comparable market analysis, as you probably know by now, is one of the essential tools that you need as a realtor. If you're not able to tell somebody that your house is worth X, Y, and Z, there's a problem, okay? And obviously you just got your license, you're gonna be like, I don't know how to do that. Make sure you talk with your office manager, and I'm sure there's also trainings on how to create a CMA on our platform, but make sure you know how to create a CMA. Super important. Super important. And you can practice this constantly, making sure you understand how to tell somebody, hey, your house is worth X. okay? You need to be able to know how to do that. Get to know neighborhoods, schools, community amenities. Where do you live? All right. Like I said, mentioning going to schools, right? Um, there's nothing wrong with you being involved. Matter of fact, I encourage it. You being involved with the schools, with the communities, with the neighborhoods, right? Once again, we just talked about give something first and expect something in return, right? If people see that you're involved with the community, they're more likely to be like, hey, I actually know this. I've seen his face often. He's always involved in the neighborhood. What are they going to want to do? They're going to want to give you business because they know, one, that you're a good person, and then two, they want to support you so you continue to do those things. Third, develop knowledge about the types of properties most sought after in your area. I don't know where you guys live. There's so many of you guys, right? But do most people buy single family homes, right? Do they buy multi-family homes, duplexes, triplexes, quadplexes, or condos? Especially that happens a lot in Miami, right? So what is selling most in your area? Know the market and understand it, because more than likely, those are the type of things people are going to ask you about in your neighborhood. Okay? This is key. Moving on to the fifth step, guys, and the last step. Leverage technology and tools. Okay, guys, this is really important that I put this last, okay? Because typically when you're thinking about leveraging technology and tools, there is a cost to it, all right? These are, I consider them business boosters. Do you need these? No. Will it boost your business? Absolutely. Absolutely. So we're going to talk about some of these because I think it's really important, because you're going to hear these terms a lot and you're going to be wanting to do it. And that's okay. But let's make sure this is something you really need. Using a CRM. What is a CRM? It's a customer relationship management. Okay. It's basically a system for you to be able to put any person you've ever interacted and be able to track all of your leads. Okay. That is an awesome tool to have. Is it a need? Think about it. You can do the same thing with Excel. The difference is that you actually have to do a lot of more manual labor to be able to track them. Okay. But I'm assuming if you're a brand new agent, you're like, I got to spend a ton of money on my courses, on my training, on probably the MLS fees, and I have to pay this. You don't have to, guys. Once again, it's a boost to your business. What else is out there that I also encourage? Investing in real estate marketing tools, such as virtual tools, ads, email campaigns, and listing services, okay? After you build your Google My Business page, you're gonna see that they're gonna give you an option to be able to boost ads, okay? That's awesome, all right? You can also do that on Instagram and Facebook. This is a great way, once again, to boost your business. Do you need it? Don't necessarily need it, but once again, it'll get you to whatever maybe your goal is a lot quicker, because you'll be able to see, people will be able to see you more often than not. Step 3, stay organized with transaction management software. Really cool about this one is Lifestyle International Realty already offers transaction desk, okay? Which is super, super important. Guys, all your documents, all the forms that you need. We're talking about the as-is contract. We're talking about the buyer-broker agreement that everybody's talking about, right? All the documents, hundreds of documents, are inside the transaction desk. When you first signed up, you received a welcome email. Make sure you have access to the transaction desk. If you don't, talk to your manager or email Carolina that's already on that email. Super important to make sure you have access to that. And then calendar tools. I don't know what phone you guys use, but make sure that you're aware of what's going on. Especially when you're starting your business. If you tell someone that you're going to be there Friday at 10 a.m. in the morning, all right, for whatever the reason, even if just for a coffee, make sure you are there on Friday at 10 a.m., okay? So you need something to make sure you stay organized. And you're laughing at me like, Sergio, I don't have any business. Why am I worried about this? Because you'll see how quickly things spiral out of control. We have so much going on in our personal life, in our business life. You want to make sure you are as organized as possible to be able to make sure you're not dropping the ball anywhere, okay? Lastly, guys, is the conclusion and the next steps. The reason I put both of them together is because even though we've concluded the first five steps, there's so much still left to do. What's some of that? Staying committed and ongoing learning and training. Guys, we just took the first 5 steps into what to do next after you have your real estate license, okay? And that's fantastic. But we never know it all. Even somebody who's a vet in this business, we don't know it all. We are constantly learning, and you need to understand that. Also, a lot of us have this mentality where we need to know everything tomorrow. Oh my God, that is one of the biggest feelings that all of us as agents have. And that's good that you have that motivation, but not to the point that you beat yourself up for not knowing everything. Okay. This is something that takes time. All right. But it's good that you use that to encourage yourself to continue training yourself, like we talked about in the first step. Set daily, listen to this, set daily, weekly, and monthly goals to track progress. If you don't have any goals, where's your motivation? Okay. I don't know what your goals are going to be, but listen to this. As an example, by the end of the week, I'm going to be talking to 5, let's say 5 new people I've never met before, and I'm going to get their contact information. Imagine that. Those are 5 new potential people that you can sell to maybe now or in the future. This is just an example of a goal. Guys, once again, sit down with your office manager to talk about how you can set yourself up for success by creating goals. It's essential. It is huge. Okay. Keep building your reputation through hard work and excellent service. I thought this was so important. It's not about the commission, but the client. Guys, I'm sure once again that when you guys first got your license, maybe you guys were hurting financially. Maybe you're thinking today, Sergio, I am still hurting financially. Okay. I just got my license, spent a ton of money. Okay. It's really important, okay, that you don't have something called commission breath, that all you're thinking about is, how do I make this money? It can't be that way. It's about, how do I build relationships? Believe it or not, it's that, okay? Because when you just think about money, when you're only thinking about the bills that you have to pay, when you talk to people, it seems like that. Have you ever been to a store and you're feeling like somebody is just shoving a product down your throat? How does that feel? Terrible. So make sure that the way that you're talking to clients, that this is a service-based relationship, doesn't come off that way, because it's not attractive. And more than likely, even if you were to sell to that person, they might not refer to you to someone else because they didn't get a good experience. Okay. Lastly, remember why you're doing this for. This is the long game, not get rich quick. Okay. Why did you get your license in the first place? If you need to put that on a post-it somewhere in your house, or put it even on the wallpaper of your phone, do that. But you're going to need a constant reminder as to why did you get into this business. Because if you don't, it's really easy to get discouraged. Really easy to get discouraged. And we don't need that. By we, I mean you. You don't need that, guys. You don't need to be discouraged. There's a lot of reasons why things suck, right? A ton of reasons, right? But at the end of the day, this is something that you need to continue to perfect. All right. And if you use these steps, I am positive that you'll be successful. Okay. Right, guys. We've made it to the part that you guys probably long awaited, the Q&A. A lot of information, guys. I hope that it was helpful for you all, but hit me with some questions that you might have during this training. Feel free to unmute yourself or raise your hand, however you guys like to do. Any questions, guys? Oh, I got somebody on
Yeah,
the chat.
the books you was gonna give us, the books, the audio books.
Yep, I have it right here. Let's start with that. Okay, so guys, I listen to a lot of different books, and this is good that you have different options, because you want certain books. Let me stop because I'm looking at myself now. Hold on a second. All right, that's better. Sorry, that background was distracting me. Okay, so I read some books that motivate me and keep that fire going, because like I talked about, it's really easy for you to get discouraged, right? So here are a couple books that I think are super helpful, especially when you first get started. Um, thank you, Tony. So first one that I feel like everybody should read.
This audio program is presented by.
Oh, they want me to read right now. The first one you should have, guys, is this one. This is an essential book to anybody in real estate. It's called Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Okay. It is an investment book, but it just really helps your mentality as to like what you need to do and how to refocus on certain things. So that's one. Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. I love Sell It Like Sirhan by Ryan Serhant as well. There's a this one was great. Hyper Local, Hyper Fast Real Estate Agent by Daniel James something. Hyper Local, Hyper Fast Real Estate Agent. It's amazing. Listen to that book and you're going to learn how you're going to want to stay in your little niche, in your little circle. You don't have to go drive an hour out to be able to find clients. So I'm just going to hit you with those three for today, so you're not overwhelmed with the books. But yeah, great way for you to do it. Ronald Pierre asked, do you have to create a profile for Google reviews? So that's what I talked about in the Google My Business page, okay? So first off, you need a Gmail email account in order to open a Google My Business page, okay? So look, I don't know what type of emails you guys have, but I know some people have emails and they have a weird name. Make sure you're using a professional email because you might want to use this email for your typical business, all right? So create a Gmail email. And then once you've created a Gmail email on Google, type in Google Business Page, okay? You're going to create a Google Business Page following the steps that it takes there. And once you've created it, I think it takes maybe a couple of days for it to be verified. Once it's verified, you're able to accept reviews, which is why you don't want to wait long to create this. You want to create that today, all right? Hopefully that answers your question, Ronald. Let's see.
Hey,
Thank you.
Sergio, I have a question.
Go for it, bud.
So, is there a portal for LIR that tells you step by step, like, okay, how to get CMI? I know you said you could talk to your office manager, but is there a portal that you could look at and say, hey, this is I got a buyer, or I have a seller, and these are the steps that we have to take, like the CIS form or contract form, or how do we get that?
Yeah, that's a great question. There isn't necessarily like a training video of the first next steps, okay? And let me tell you, that might be a good thing, because even getting to the first step when you're a brand new agent, it feels like a huge milestone to get there, okay? This is what I suggest, and I tell this to my agent, just so you guys know, I manage the office in Orlando, okay? This is what I tell all my agents. New agent, build a relationship, okay? Once you've built a relationship, and at some point you have a conversation about, hey, I want to buy this house, or I want to know if I get approved for this house. Talk to your office manager. Okay, hey, what's next? I'm excited. Okay, talk to your office manager. I mean, during that time frame, also feel free to do the trainings, because the thing is that there's a training for what is an as-is contract. There's a training for what is a listing agreement. There's a training for buyer broker agreement, which you need now. Okay. So I don't want to overwhelm you and be like, hey, watch this training that has all this. One, I don't believe it exists. But two, I don't think you need it. And the reason, what I said at the end, is you try to do everything all at once, you're never going to go anywhere, because you're going to feel stuck. You're going to feel like, I don't know it all. And I don't want to say something. I know the feeling, guys. I don't want to say something and screw it up like I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. Don't have that feeling. All right. Your office manager is going to take care of you. I promise. I say that because they're going to take care of you. Get the client first, and then we'll handle the rest. Trust me. That's what
okay. Yeah, because I like, from your thing, the first two steps I've done, networking, business cards, and everything.
Okay.
So iffy on the technological part of it, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, I'm doing all the network and everything. I know it's December, it's holiday season, but I want to be ready. And what if somebody comes in and says, hey, I want to list with you, I want to buy a house, and then I'm like, oh shoot. And that's
I get that. I get that. Like, what if somebody actually tells me I want to buy a house? That's not a problem. Just so you have a mental. Okay, this is part of building the relationships. The first thing that anybody needs before even buying a house, even thinking about buying a house, is a pre-approval. Okay.
right.
So
Right.
before you even freak out, what we need to do is make sure we get them involved with a lender, okay? And you're gonna work, don't just like, here's a lender, go run off. No, you're gonna be working alongside this lender. Use the lender to learn, okay?
Okay.
Just so you know, a lender, somebody who gives loans,
Mm-hmm.
you as an agent to continue to give them business.
Right.
What better person than somebody that needs you for you to learn from? Hey, this person, they want to buy a house, but I don't really know, what to do. I promise you, the lender is gonna go goo goo gaga, telling you everything you need to know, and
Okay.
use it to your
Okay.
advantage. Okay,
Perfect. So the office manager is the point person then.
they're gonna be your point person, bro. Also, I'm
Perfect.
gonna put my information at the end here. Feel free to reach out to me if I can't answer you. Maybe something that needs to be more local level. I'll point you to the right direction. Okay, Nash?
Perfect. Thank you so much, Sergio. Appreciate it. Great presentation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You got it. Emily, I appreciate the comment. Was there anything that you feel like you needed personally, maybe a little bit more information on, Emily? Because guys, once again, I've been there, I've been in your shoes, and I know what it feels like being able to get your license and not knowing what the heck to do next. I know that feeling. I know it a lot. Okay. So any other questions you guys feel like you have right now, feel free to ask me. This is your moment to shine. Going once. Going twice. Okay, perfect, guys. Well, that means I did my job properly, okay? I'm gonna put my phone number first. Believe it or not, it's a New York phone number, okay? And then I'm also gonna put my email, which I also commented throughout the training. If somebody wants a snapshot of a portion of the training, I think, who said that they missed step 1? Oh, hey Dana, what's going on, girl? Thanks, Rita. If somebody wanted the first step, just really quickly, it's develop your personal brand. Okay, I can send you a screenshot if you text me or you send me an email on that, and I'll get that over to you guys. Okay?
I have a question. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Go for it. Love that.
I'm glad you mentioned that you have a New York number. So I have an Atlanta number. Do you ever find it of a concern for buyers or sellers to say, oh, he has a out of state number. I don't know if he'll be able to handle something local.
You know, it's funny. There was a couple issues that I had in my head, okay? Because remember, guys, as agents, we are so in our head, it's insane, right? Because we feel like we want to feel everything's professional. I want everything to be perfect before we go out
Yes.
and expose ourselves. I know that feeling. Trust me, I know it. Okay. So what I say is, get out of your head. No, I kept my phone number and I thought about it. The reason why I kept my phone number, Sophia, is because all of my contacts are there. Everybody I know is there. And guess who's
Right.
probably gonna buy from me first? People that I know, right?
Right.
So I came up to it. I'm just like, you know what? No, I'm gonna keep my number. And also, I've noticed, Sophia, it's a
Mhm.
great conversation starter. You will be shocked how many people call you like, "Oh, girl, you have a Georgia number?
Atlanta. Yeah.
Atlanta? I used to live there. Oh, that's crazy. All right, perfect. Now you have something you guys can kind of assimilate to, and then now you have like an easy way to have conversation with that person. It's insane. It's insane with the things that you first think are a negative actually become a positive. You know?
You're right. You're right. Because I'm
That's
also
good.
licensed in Georgia, so then I get to bring that conversation up.
Yo, what are we talking about? What we talking about? Why would you ever change the number? Matter of fact, Dana, just so you guys know, Dana is on this training, which I praise. That's amazing. Dana is our trainer for the whole brokerage, and she's amazing. Look at this. She put it's a flex to have a different number. It shows you've been places. It's a connector.
Yay.
So yeah, don't change it. Keep it. Okay. All
Thank
right.
you.
But I will say, and I can't reiterate this enough. All right. As far as social media, do your best to try to keep your personal social media. All right. Maybe you need to clean it up a bit. Maybe you have some pictures. You're like, you know what? I want to keep those private. No problem. Remove them. Okay. And keep those on your phone privately. All right. But you're gonna want to create that, that business page on your personal page. The reason being, people like to see that you're a person. All right. So if you can continue and people can see, oh, that's a nice family. Oh, they like to go to Disney World. I don't know what it is, You'll be surprised how you can create a connection with people as well. Okay. Fantastic. Guys, any other questions? This is your moment. This is your moment to shine. I'll say a couple things while you guys are thinking about what to ask me. I'll say this, guys, don't be shy. Anybody in the brokerage that's been here a while can tell you, I got into this as far as I've gotten because I've asked questions, okay? I don't know it all, I've recognized that, so I ask questions like there is no tomorrow, to this day, because that's the only way you learn, guys, you need to ask questions, all right? Is it possible to reel into the luxury market as a newbie? Absolutely. Can you get into the luxury market as a newbie? You can, okay? Just, that's the only thing that I will tell you. You're gonna want to clean up as much as possible, the verbiage. You're gonna wanna know as much as possible the verbiage. So you can, but just keep in mind, if you're going into luxury market, most of these clients, they probably bought several houses in the past, which means they know what they're doing. And I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm just saying this because maybe for that, at least for that first time, maybe you want to go somebody with a little bit more experience. So if they ask you a question, you're not like, caught with, your legs, caught in between your thighs, whatever you call that thing, but you don't want to get stuck not knowing what you're saying, right? So that's the only thing I would say, Emily. And trust me, I'm sure a lot of you guys want to dabble into the luxury market. It's a great market to be in. But there's nothing wrong with also starting from scratch from anywhere, right? So Dana is a big one on promoting the fact that sell higher costing homes for sure. But I would just say, make sure you know a little bit more what you're talking about. Look at this. I work on yachts, so I have them in my sphere, just timid because I'm new. Emily, today, I don't know if you have a full-time job or a part-time job today, just get as much information as possible, okay? But I will say, like I said early on, start the conversation, okay? You work on a yacht, you're thinking about, I'm gonna sell them something, you're never gonna sell anything on the same day. Very rarely you're ever gonna sell something on the same day. Get as far as getting their contact information, email, phone number. Hey, I'm a real estate agent. I don't know if you live, locally, but I would love to help you if this is something you think of. I know you have a yacht, but it'd be great to also have somewhere to put your foot in, right? So what a great opportunity for you to get their information, okay? And then once you have their information, maybe you can text and they can tell you what you want. Now you feel like you're less, exposed. You don't have to answer all the questions in one shot, okay? You're building the relationship. And then at the end of the day, once you build a relationship and they figure out that you're new, they're not going to want to run away. Why? Because they like Emily. Emily's awesome. Why the heck not Emily? Right? So just keep that in mind. Build a relationship first, and everything else just flows. Just flows. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely. That goes for everybody. Goes for everybody. All right? I want to make sure I'm missing any questions. I don't get any. All right. Looks like we're good, guys. Guys, it's obviously being recorded. If you guys want to look at this training one more time, 2 more times, 3 more times, I'm sure before the end of the day, this training will be up for you guys to use. Okay? Guys, have an amazing day. You know what will make me super happy, guys, that you take this information and actually use it today. All right? I would love for you guys all to build that, business page and really go out there and use it. All right? I want you guys all to be successful. And I don't say that, to be mischievous. I'm saying this, or hypocritical. I'm saying this because I want you guys all to succeed. All right, guys, have an amazing rest of your day. Happy Thursday to everyone. Take care now.